strictly speaking, no child should grow up without all-round education, which another big word for it is holistic education. There's some amount of growth that happens naturally. Whether you educate the child or not, he will grow up like an animal. He will grow up, he will grow big, but he will be growing up like an animal in the bush. But since we are human beings, and God has given us part of His Spirit, and especially endowed the child with intellect and will, we must train them so that they just don't grow up like animals. They should grow up like human beings. And it's a basic training that every human being should have, and that every child deserves to have. Now, the Catholic Church opens schools to provide holistic education according to our age-old tradition. Even in this country, Nigeria, everybody knows that the Catholic Church is among the pioneers of education. Not only generally, but especially we are the pioneers of women education. We are the first people to build colleges for girls. And this one is a mixed school. So your question then comes, where does Holy Family College comes? Purely, they are just part of this tradition of Catholic education. And from what I'm observed, they are measuring up. By their fruits, we shall know them. These young boys and girls who are now graduating, we shall see to what extent their time here has impinged and impacted on them if they go out there and continue to be straightforward, honest, courageous, hardworking young men and women. That's what we want.
Are you not worried the levels of the education sector generally in Nigeria, looking at the investment that the government has?
We should not isolate education as a sector in Nigeria. If I must tell the truth, and I always tell the truth, there's hardly any aspect of life in Nigeria that is not going down. So if every aspect is going down, you want education to remain special? No, it will be part of the going down of everything. The only thing is that we cannot simply relax and say as if we cannot do anything about it. That's why we build a school. That's why we build school. And we think if government too should be building schools, because it is actually their primary responsibility lies on the government to make sure that the children grow up well. The Catholic Church builds schools and run them on the basis of school fees alone, because the government has refused to give money to our children. I've been making this case, and I'm glad to say it now in front of the camera, that there's gross injustice on these children who have come to our school. Their counterparts who are in public schools are being paid for by government. For them, nothing. And it is not an excuse to say they can pay. No, because many of the parents who are paying here is not because they have excess money. They are making great sacrifice because they want the best for their children. And I have been making a case begging government, collaborate, let us go into partnership. Give us enough money to pay teachers. If you give us enough money to pay teachers, the fees will come down. And the school will be available and accessible and affordable, not only to those who are somehow rich, but even to the poor people. I am aware that there are many Catholics in Kuje here who cannot send their children here because they just can't afford it. Do you think I like that? We are not making money here. We want to train good children. But you see, Yoruba says, if the soup is sweet, money has gone into it. If the education is good, it costs money. But the cost should not be totally on the parents. It should be on the government also. It's the duty of government. We did it before. If in the even it is the colonialist people who were wiser than our government. Under the colonial regime and in the first few years of our independence, we were working in collaboration with government. Our schools were funded in terms of payment of salaries and what they call in those days per capita grant to schools, so that the Catholic schools, Protestant schools, Muslim schools could run well at affordable price, so that nobody should go around saying that we build schools only for the rich. It is not our intention. We have no problem against the rich. The rich are rich. If they are rich in a good way, God has blessed them. There are some rich people who are rich and don't know how they get their money. They will answer to God for that. Those who are rich, even in the midst of our misery and the multidimensional poverty, may God bless them. But they should not forget the rest of our people who are really unable to do anything. Thank you very much. AIT and NTA. I've gotten practically everybody. God bless you.
Thank you.